What's going on? I'm Marcus. You're at the channel of the Debt Free Dad, where we're following my family's financial freedom journey and we're learning and talking about finances along the way. In today's video, we're going to talk about why I turned down 10 offers to either have a sponsorship, a partnership, or a product placement or ad placement in my YouTube videos in 2021. I got 10 offers. I turned all of them down. I'm going to let y'all know the reason behind it, what was my thoughts, and some of the guidance I got from YouTubers who've been doing this a lot longer than I have. Before we get started, I got to give an official legal disclaimer. I am a licensed attorney, but I'm not your attorney, so this isn't legal advice. This isn't financial advice. I'm just, hey, letting y'all know what's going on in the household of the Debt-Free Dad. And this information is for entertainment purposes only. I know, I only got 1,100 subscribers on YouTube. So what does this guy know about having any sponsors or advertisements or embedded ads or product placement on his YouTube videos? Well, I don't know much by experience, but I have had some offers that I turned down, and I'm going to go into why. In March, I got my very first offer via email for a product. Now, some of the companies are companies that you know of and heard of. Other companies are companies that if you got an email from them, you would think they was trying to catch you with the okie doke, like some Nigerian print scheme or something. So the very first offer I got was in March of 2021. As soon as I saw the email, the product, that they did have a website, but it gave me cause to pause. So anytime I get those emails, I filter them to the DFD Creative Media IT staff so they can do a good search to make sure it's not something that's kind of scammy. That's my son. He goes to a STEM school, so I'm going to put all of his education to use. But he'll do a check on the email address, the IP address, just to let me know, okay, this is legit, this isn't legit. So, amazingly, it was a legit offer. Let me tell you the problem number one why I did not accept any of these offers is because of the compensation structure. Now, the compensation structure is interesting. Me, I don't have experience negotiating contracts for purposes of YouTube partnerships and sponsorships and such, but I do have experience drafting and negotiating contracts in general. It's not rocket science. There's pretty much three things to make a contract valid. There's an offer, there's an acceptance, and there's consideration. Consideration is essentially what one side is losing or getting in exchange for the work or agreement from the other side. So you have to have an offer, there has to be acceptance, and there has to be some consideration. I have to be giving up something, money, time, something in exchange for whatever it is, the service or the product that you're agreeing to in the contract that we're working on. So those three things, contract, got that out the way. That's contracts 101. Now, the first thing is I don't give a damn about products. The first few offers that came in, they were offering me, hey, if we would like to do a sponsorship with your channel, we like what's going on. I mean, you can tell they watched the videos because they talked in depth about some of the series and the playlist and everything. So they probably were those, sometimes you look at your stats and you're like, who the hell watching Debt-Free Dad videos at 3 in the morning? It's probably these guys. But they looked in, and these first few sponsors wanted to compensate me by actually giving me their product. Now, that's definitely a no-go. 9 times out of 10, if the compensation for any agreement to do anything on YouTube, I don't give a damn how small my channel is, if it's an actual product, I'm probably going to say no. Now, here's the one instance or caveat where I might say yes. If it's something that can give me a value for a duration of 2 or 3 years that can help me in the production and the creation of content. So, for example, if a company say, hey, we want you to test out this camera, we want you to give us our feedback, maybe do a video on it, and in exchange for that, we'll give you the camera. Well, if the camera is a good camera, the camera has sufficient monetary value to it, and after using the camera, I can honestly say that, oh, this camera is a lot better than what I had. It can help me with my channel. Something like that. A camera, a computer, a microphone, a box light set, something to that effect. That is essentially the only situation where I would actually consider an actual product as a form of compensation. Like I said, 90% of the time, I want the bread, the cheese, the dough, the skrilla, the dinero, the guac, the loot, all that. I need some type of a bag. The other problem I had with the form of compensation that was offered was that they wanted to just pay a one-time fee. Now, this one-time fee ranged from $500 to $1,000. And I know, hey, a lot of y'all are thinking, hey, $1,000 for a channel that only has 1,100 subscribers is pretty good to get $1,000 just to embed a 45-second commercial onto one of your videos. Here's the problem with that, just for me, from a contractual standpoint. You can pretty much fit anything into a contract. I would err on the side of never engaging in a contract for a one-time flat fee to embed any video or any type of sponsorship for the most part, especially if it's with embedding the video like this particular offer was. They wanted to embed a 45-second video. They sent me 3 videos. You watch the videos, you watch the ads, tell me which one you like. It was like 45 to 60 seconds. They wanted to embed that video, wanted me to embed that video at the beginning of my video that I was making for YouTube. Now, that gave me a few problems, but first we'll talk about the one-time compensation. That just doesn't make sense to me. I think in any contract, it should be an upfront compensation pay and language in the contract to give you compensation per the amount of views. So for example, for every 1,000 views, you should get X amount of dollars. For every 10,000 views, you should get this amount of dollars. If someone compensates you $1,000 to place their advertisement embedded into your video, you have to leave that video up for, let's say, 24 months. All you got is $1,000. Now, that can be great, and that is great compensation. You're talking about passive income. It probably took you 30 minutes to make a 10 to 12 minute video or something to that effect. The problem I have with that is this is YouTube. Once your videos are on your page or on your channel, people can view them indefinitely. People can view my videos 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 years from now if I still keep my channel active and the content is still up. So with that being said, you get $1,000 up front. Your video only gets 200 views initially. But let's say 10 months down the road, your channel picks up steam, people are tuning into that video. It goes from that small amount of views to getting 35,000 views. Well, now that company has gotten free advertisement for all of those views that you didn't anticipate getting, but you only got compensated once. So I think in any contract that I'm going to do, this is just me, any contract that I'm going to do, it's going to be an upfront fee along with some terms in the contract that allow for me to get continued compensation based on a certain amount of views, based on hitting a certain amount of views within a certain time period. If I get X amount of views within this many months, I should get this compensation for those views. But I think that's a really good structure to make sure that you continue not only getting paid from YouTube ads being placed in that video, but you continue to get paid from that ad that you have embedded in your video. Think about it, a 45 to 60 second ad placed at the beginning of your video. I don't know if you all who are content creators out there take a look at your analytics, but that beginning part of any video that I have is where I have to make sure I'm capturing the audience, getting their attention. I feel like it'll do damage to that video, to the retention rate, to have a 45 to 60 second ad placed directly in the beginning of your video. Not to mention when YouTube decides it's going to place ads sporadically throughout your video. So that was another issue with just kind of the compensation in general. I didn't like the one-time payment. I damn sure don't want to get compensated in products unless it's a product that I can continue to use to increase the production and bring a higher quality of production to my videos. And the other thing is, I think just the ad and the ad placement was too goddamn long for me. And I'll tell you again, I have experience drafting and negotiating contracts, not in this realm, but I've talked to other YouTubers who are big-time YouTubers who make $5,000, $10,000, more than $10,000 a month in YouTube videos, and I asked them how their compensation structure was with regard to certain partnerships, certain ventures, and you'll be amazed. They are all willing to tell you. They'll actually break down and show you. I mean, this person actually showed me their numbers, so I knew how many views they were getting, how much money they were making every month based solely on YouTube ads. So people are really forthcoming about sharing that information. So I'm taking this from my own expertise related to contracts and what I got from open source research and talking to people in the business. Those are some of the things that turned me off, some of the pitfalls that I was, taught to look out for. You may want to consider this, you may want to consider this. The final thing I have to say with compensation is I think it is very smart to potentially have contract renewal terms based on performance. If you can have if you have enough leverage with your channels and your views, that'll be a great option. Essentially anything can be placed into a contract if both parties are willing to negotiate. Now I understand at this point I don't have a lot of leverage. Most of the leverage is on the side of the company who's looking to do either some brand placement or some sponsorship or something to that effect. I do think it's smart to have something that says if your particular video with their ad gets X amount of views within a certain time frame, it could potentially trigger an automatic renewal for the next quarter or the next year or the next fiscal year. Bottom line is money is made from the details in terms of the contracts. How many times have we seen rappers who sell a lot of records, you hear them on the radio and they don't have money, but somebody who's savvy, who owns their masters, who have good contractual terms, they are falling on Forbes top 100 lists every year, consistency. So the contract is vital. Now, aside from compensation, I want to just talk about betting on yourself, and sometimes that's just a risk you're going to have to take. Like I said earlier, I know I don't have leverage in this situation. I got 1,100 subscribers. I had a few videos pop, but for the most part, my videos may get anywhere from 69 to 100, 115 views over, let's say, a 4 or 5 day period after I put it up. And it just depends on the videos, the content, what people want to see. You have a couple of videos that do great. You have some videos that just flop. That's just the nature of the game. But considering that I don't have much leverage now, I'm willing to just bet if I continue to put out content the way that I'm doing, that I'll be in a position 24 months from now, 18 months from now, 36 months from now, where I have a little bit more leverage and I will be able to, like I said, have a little bit more pull as it relates to the terms of how I want to do things. When I decline these offers, I'm never rude. I'm always professional. I always make sure to decline in a way that keeps the potential for an opportunity that they presented to me to be re-examined later on down the road. So I'm just willing to make that bet on myself. And in 24 months, if I do have a little bit more leverage, great. If I don't have more leverage, it is what it is. I don't think all passive income isn't created equal. So for me, the compensation structure has to be right and something that kind of just makes sense to me. I don't care if I get 1,000 views a month, 10,000 views a month, 100,000 views a month. The compensation package has to make sense and provide for residual income based on that agreement. That's number one. The other thing is I'm only going to promote and pump things that make sense to me. So I'm not gonna do like something finance related, something banking related, something investment related, a product for the creation of content. Those are the things that I feel comfortable promoting. Even when you look at my description box, you see the Webull, the Acorn, the Coinbase link where you can click on, and if you open an account, you get free cryptocurrency. I pump those things because those are things I use. Those are things I feel comfortable standing behind. So I'm taking that same mindset into what ad placements I'll put on the videos. That's just kind of where I am. But I will tell you, it's a clothing company that if I go to my closet right now, I got a gang of stuff in there from them. And it's not Nike. But what I'll say is this company, they kind of specialize in a unique, I would say business casual type of attire, right? That's what their stores, but it's very affordable. That's one of the reasons I go there. So I don't want to wear a suit every day. Maybe 3 days out of a week, if I'm going to the office, I'll wear a suit. The other 2 days, I'll do something business casual. Chinos, a button up, maybe a sweater over that or something to that effect. Maybe a button up sports coat, something to that effect. But this store specializes in the business casual thing. So they actually reached out to me, right? They sent me 3 ads, A, B, C. You tell me which one you like. Well, I look at the ads and I'm immediately turned off because the ads are just too damn long for me to put at the beginning. You're talking 60 seconds out of a 10 to 15 minute video. That's a lot of time, especially to knock somebody off when you first jump into a video. You want to see, hey, oh, this video is about net worth. I want to see how they did. You don't want to see an ad for some Bugle Boy jeans or something. But no, it wasn't Bugle Boy jeans. And so they sent me ad A, B, and C, right? Now, I got a gang of their stuff in my closet. Now, I got a gang of their clothes in my closet right now, right? And this was interesting because it was right around the time everyone was planning to go back to work. So I didn't feel comfortable with doing a 60-second spot embedded at the beginning of my video. That's just too long, and I didn't want to do that to my viewers. Bad enough the YouTube videos there, and I appreciate everybody who watched through those. So what I did was I contacted them and I said, hey, this is what I thought would have been a great idea, but they were reluctant or didn't want to do it. I said, how about we do this? This is what I thought would have been a great idea, but they did not want to do it. I said, hey, how about we do it this way? I actually do shop at your store because I think it's affordable and they have nice business casual clothes that you can wear when I don't want to be all suited and booted. So since offices and places are opening back up on the verge of going back to work, instead of putting a 60-second ad in the front, I can do a video about affordability in wardrobes and how I try to keep my wardrobes clean but affordable. And I can actually take the camera into my closet, go through, say, hey, yeah, a lot of this stuff I got from ABC store, blah, 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 just talk about it. But it would be an advertisement, it would be a product placement, but it's not just that 60-second spot commercial. You'll actually probably get more than 60 seconds because I'm real anal about my closet. I just like how it's organized, so I probably would have stayed in there longer than 60 seconds. But that was kind of my game plan. They weren't on board with that. I wasn't on board with a 60-second ad at the beginning of my video, so it kind of broke down. But again, I was professional. I declined it in a professional manner, in a way to keep the opportunity open later on down the road if our paths cross again. But those are just some of the reasons that I didn't accept any of the multiple offers for product placement, ad, reviewing products. I was actually impressed. I was actually not impressed. I was actually shocked at the amount that I got, but I didn't take any of them because the terms just weren't there. I didn't feel comfortable with the ad length. And the other thing is, like I said, I'm betting on myself. I'm willing to bet on myself that if I keep doing this, I could have a little bit more leverage, 24 months, 36 months down the road than I have right now. That was it. I just wanted to give y'all a quick video to let y'all know, hey, all passive income is not created equal. Luckily, I'm blessed where I didn't need that income to survive. It's a different ball game. If I needed that income to make ends meet, then I probably would have reconsidered some of those offers. Hopefully, some of these offers pop back up down the road. I'm going to keep doing my thing. I'm going to bet on myself. Y'all should bet on yourself too. It's all about being smart, planning, doing your research, and talking to people who got more experience than you do. They can give you some insight. Y'all take care. I love y'all. Remember, all passive income is not created equal. Be blessed. Peace.